Hi, I'm Graham. Welcome back to Man vs Film, and again we're moving on to the Samuel Fuller at Columbia box set, and this one again is number 77. It's on the same disc as Shockproof. It is Scandal Sheet, and we are returning to the newspaper land. We had it in Power of the Press, which was a story that I really enjoyed, and again we move into this reporting lifestyle that I find is fascinating. Now, kind of looking a bit into Fuller, a director I didn't know too much about. It turns out he was a newspaper man, a reporter for him a large period of time, and this seems to be a world that he knows and can just realistically put into a script because it just works. It's that fast talking, high moving, high powered, high pressure situations where these people that just seem to cope with all these juggling balls at once and just makes things work. And we have this editor who has transformed a paper, again similar lines to Power from the Press, into something that is tabloid friendly, highfalutin, giving the people what they want. If it bleeds, it leads almost, it's all conjecture and scandal and not much actual news reporting. It's flashy headlines there to sell papers, and as a success. He has raised this paper exponentially, creating a bigger reader base than it previously had. He is a huge success. One of his other successes is his protégé, a reporter that he has who is fantastic for getting into all the wrong situations and getting the right story, even if he has to bend the rules or possibly take them to breaking point. This guy can get the story. And you have the sort of main players made up. We've got an ageing reporter who has an alcoholic problem, who is out of the business at the moment but is looking to get back in. We have a female reporter who isn't happy with the story that's going along, or the stories that are going along within this newspaper. And there's other little bit part characters as well. But the main crux of the story, and very early on, this isn't really too much of a spoiler, we find out that the editor has changed his name a long time ago before he became successful, and that he has a wife that he's never divorced, and the wife catches up with him and she has nothing, discovers out of the blue that he is rich and powerful and has a great job, and starts to threaten him. They have a little bit of an argument, and before you know it, she ends up dead, and we have the editor staging an accidental death. And this is within the first 15 minutes of the movie, and from then on it is all about this high pressure situation of will he be discovered or will he not. And we have his protégé, this young reporter, not buying that it's an accident, starting to dig into it, starting to find out what really happened. And we have an editor put in a situation where he can't kill the story because it's one that his paper would genuinely just run with, and he is stuck in a situation where he is just hoping that the information doesn't come out and that he can get away with this horrendous crime that he's committed. And it is terrific. It's very plotty, it is very tense and suspenseful, and it's a movie that kind of kept me on the edge of the seat. You know roughly what the outcome's going to be. It's how it gets from A to B is the most exciting thing. The characters that won't make it to the end, the rules that are bent along the way, the roadblocks that are put up by the editor, and how the young reporter overcomes them. And it's just another fantastic movie with another fantastic script. Again, this one's just written by Fuller, but you can see some of his tropes in there that would have probably been expanded had he directed it. The sort of older man with the young protégé who's kind of up and coming, going to overtake him. The weight of this murder would probably have shown more on the character. The editor isn't really fleshed out too much, so you get an idea that he's a fairly decent guy at work, but we don't get enough to really feel that he has been a good guy that's done something wrong. He's just kind of started to paint as a particular bad guy, where it would have been a greyer shade. It would have been a lighter shade of grey if maybe Fuller had handled it. But still, all in, this one was another one of my favourites. This and Power of the Press are two that I really latched onto. I think it's because it's set in that kind of newspaper world, and it feels, because it's a world that I really enjoy being in, so I kind of enjoyed that. Again, I would highly recommend this one. These two are pretty good movies, highly entertaining, really fun to watch. I think my favourite was probably Scandal Sheet of these two. I've got two more movies left in this set now, The Crimson Kimono and Underworld USA, and I cannot wait to get to them. These two were directed by Fuller, so it'll be interesting to see how they differ from the other ones, but it's something I'm looking forward to. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time on Man vs. Film.